And of course, I have my special guest, my sis, Miss Lex Scott Davis.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, are you ready to talk to us tonight?
I am. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited to have you here. I gotta try not to cry tonight, guys.
I know, right?
Don't cry.
It might happen. I'm kind of a sissy, so.
That's what I said. So both of us together, that's what I said. Like,
So it's a show full of sissies. I'm gonna be crying.
Yeah, crying.
Y'all just gonna be
The
crying.
older I get, the worse it gets.
It's not cool.
I think
Rock
you
star.
That's what it is. So for those who do not know you, I need you to give a brief bio who Miss Lex Scott Davis is.
Well, I am from Baltimore, Maryland.
Born and raised.
And I'm 24 years old. I turned 25 in February.
Yes.
February 26th. I'm so excited. So everybody, I wish me happy birthday, you know. I'm visiting from Los Angeles, is where I live now, and I fly back tomorrow. So I had to make sure I came through to love the culture.
She did. As you all know, again, the show is normally on Thursday night, and she like, sis, am I coming to interview before I leave? I'm like, oh, I normally know it's Thursday, but I would definitely work it out.
Word.
And we made it work. Shout out
Yes.
to Miss April from WPP Network. She definitely made it work for us, and we're here today.
Word.
So,
Full house.
Full house, and it's the finale show.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that I'm ending it with my family, because everyone here is now definitely family.
Yeah.
And I'm ready for us to, the world, Baltimore, get some insight on
Absolutely.
Lex
I'm so
Scott.
excited.
So I want you to tell them where it all began.
Whew. Well, I was always in the performing arts. So at the age of 3, my parents put me into dance class, acting, and I think I even had karate for like a week. Piano lessons. You know, they just kind of gave me a plethora of extracurricular activities, and I got to just fill out which one that I loved the most, and some stuck and some didn't. I went on to be a dance major at Drexel University, and then I left there, and then I went to film school. I went to New York Film Academy in New York, and so now I'm here. Yeah.
You've been out here flourishing.
Right. So you started out as a dancer.
Yes.
Many do not know that, but dance came first for a
Yes.
very long time.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
A very,
I love
very long
performing.
time.
Yes.
I love it.
So what school did you go to in New York? You mentioned New York. You're trained
Yes.
in New York, so.
New York Film Academy, that's where I went. They have different programs, so you could do directing, you could do screenwriting. I went for acting for film. They have photography, so it's just a lot of different things, all film related, that you can go in there and do. And the cool thing about the acting program is that it's not just theater. It's not what you would get at drama class in high school. It's you're learning how to act for a camera. So it's very different from being on stage.
It's deeper than right.
And performing arts is something that you've been doing since you were young, but you also been blessed to be around it. You have some family members who are also in the industry.
Yes.
So I need you to just list them. She ain't new to this. She's very true to this.
Well, I mean, first, all of my family are artistic in their own right.
Yeah.
Very creative. All of them are entrepreneurs, actually. I have my dad in here with me as well, Wayne
Shout out
Davis.
to Uncle Wayne.
He has his own real estate company. My mother has her own businesses, and she and my aunts, Rachel and Robin, a lot of people know them as well. One, they're twins. One is a hairstylist here, and she's very popular and known for that. And the other is a photographer in Miami named Robin. And then her husband is Rico Love, so that's how I'm tied into that whole thing as far as the music industry is concerned.
So who do you? I feel like you pick parts from each one of them.
I do. I have an element of every single one of them. It's kind of overwhelming because sometimes it's like literally every morning I wake up, it's like, what artist am I going to be today? It's kind of annoying, you know what I mean? It's like I have multiple personalities.
You can choose from. That's what makes you, so diverse and
Seriously,
versatile.
because you do the photography, you do the dancing.
Yes.
You are definitely an entrepreneur. You
Yes.
are a boss.
You had your hand in a little bit of everything.
I
So you
did.
know a little bit of
I
everything
did.
makes you so bomb.
I did.
Yeah, that's what's up though.
And also, we did our research, of course, and your first, would that be the first, your experience that you did with the Kardashians for the magazine?
That was my, yes. Yes. That was
See,
my
I
first.
dug it up. Yeah, I knew that one.
That's my first real photo, I guess most professional photo shoot, just random. How that happened was so crazy. I actually took a little break and went to New York while I was still at Drexel.
Right.
Went to New York, tried out the New York Film Academy's week intensive. So while I was there, a friend of mine who was my first roommate Tamara Buckner. She was my first roommate at Drexel, and she was interning for Glamour magazine.
Okay.
And so I had a lunch break. She had a lunch break. She's like, "Come around here real quick." So I went around there, and it was walking distance. We were all in Soho. I went around there, and she just so happened to be casting a shoot for the Kim Kardashians line Dash. And then they saw me, and they were like, "Well, who are you?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm
just here.
grabbing a sandwich with my friend." You know what I mean? And so she was like, "You should just audition real quick." And I was like, "What do I have to do?" And they were like, "No, just go in the back, take some Polaroids. We'll contact you and let you know."
What?
So I went in the back, took some Polaroids,
That
and
is
then
so fast.
next thing
Right.
you know, I was shooting for Kardashians in the Glamour magazine.
So how was it living in New York? Because I feel like not many people can, for one, go away from Baltimore and actually make it by themselves. So how did you adapt to a whole different lifestyle in New York? Because it's way faster there than here. So
Oh, yeah.
How was that transition?
Well, by the time I went to New York, I had already been very used to traveling.
Okay.
Because if you remember, I was going to Debbie Allen Dance Academy in the summers. And I was like 14 or 15,
Going
you
to
know.
Hollywood.
I was going to sleepaway camps, you know what I mean? So I was already used to
Going away.
fleeing home. And so by the time I got to New York, I had already experienced Philly, which is like a happy medium between Baltimore and
Right.
New York.
Right.
And so, there I got familiar with their train system and riding my bike through the city, going to class, or, you know what I mean, walking through the snow, the weather, the wind is terrible in
Yeah.
Philly. So by the time I got to New York, I already had,
You
that
was
part
equipped.
figured out, yeah. What I didn't know was anyone.
Right.
So that was different. My transition into New York was a little rough, actually. I had saved up some money, and I knew that I was starting this program on Monday. Me and Daddy drove up with a suitcase on like Sunday, and I still had nowhere place to stay.
Yeah.
So I was literally on the ride there. I was looking on
Finding somewhere,
Craigslist for somewhere to live because I'm like, I just got to go to class. That was what was important to me. So the transition there was rocky as far as just getting settled and, meeting friends. And then the cool thing about my school is that most of my friends were from different countries. So I managed to get the closest with two girls from Brazil.
Okay.
One from São Paulo and the other from Rio. And then my other friend I'm really close with is French. So, so it was the people that I was meeting and hang out with on a day-to-day were from different countries. So it just helped me, it just helped me kind of explore the city more and try new things with them. And then, of course, being that we're so close to Baltimore, a lot of my friends, met bus, boat bus, very convenient. We'd go back and forth. Shout out to Dustin.
That's right.
He was one of my people who kept coming up and visiting me. So it was, I made it work,
Okay. So before we get into this transition with LA, we're just getting started. Make sure y'all tune in, keep it locked, and we'll be back on Love the Culture Radio with Miss Lex Scott Davis. Hi everybody, it's Braxton Tracy and tune back into Love the Culture Radio. Shout out to the studio. More people is coming in. It's the finale of Love the Culture Radio.
Yeah. Season 1.
Season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, make that quick.
Are y'all ready for 2016?
I am.
Who else in the building is ready for 2016?
Y'all ready for 2016?
Everybody say New Year, New Me. How about New Year?
No,
better
same
me?
me. I'm
Yes.
good. I'm good.
New Year better me.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm good. It don't get no perfect.
We really glowing in 2016 for real.
She on her last dragon stuff right now. Let's go.
And of course, I have my guest co-host reintroduce yourselves.
It's your boy Jazz on the supply. We in the building with the boss lady.
And I am to now formerly known as Miss Diddy. You can still call me Miss Diddy.
What's the
Formerly
forms?
known
Because I'm trying that.
She not Miss Diddy no more.
Okay.
Who was Mr. Diddy?
I might just keep it. Stop, y'all up. Y'all have Wi-Fi.
And of course, I have my special guest, Miss Lex Scott Davis.
Star of the hour.
Yes.
Let me see. I
And
got the
2016 is
video
looking
there.
amazing for you starting out.
Yes.
You live close to me.
She will meet Miss Toni Braxton. And Unbreak My Heart.
Absolutely.
Are you excited for that?
I'm so
Wait a
excited.
minute.
I'm so excited. I'm nervous. I'm excited. I'm overwhelmed. I'm trying to play catch up on
Yeah.
how fast this is all moving.
Yes.
You know. I mean,
Let's slow it down before we get there. Okay. So after New York, right. So if y'all just tuning in, so we caught up on her history. She did dancing, she did art, all type of art, photography,
New York to
modeling,
Philly, and
New York,
finding a
Philly,
yes.
and all that.
So after you graduated from New York, you came home for a little bit,
yes,
and then you transitioned because now you're in LA.
yes.
So what made you want to go out there?
I just wanted to explore the opportunities.
Right.
I understand that it's different. I know that in New York, there's a lot of independent films being made, and there's a lot of, I don't know. I mean, honestly, at that time, it was a lot. I was doing well for school. I was getting classwork. I was getting student films, but I wanted to expand that.
Right.
And then when I tried to expand that, and unfortunately at that time in my life, I just wasn't prepared for what New York was. The people out, they're no joke in New York. And, you know, I was just a student. So I still wanted to kind of just separate myself from, like, my student life to really trying to pursue it as a profession.
Okay.
So that's what encouraged the move.
So when you went out there, when you first went out there, what was the objective?
The first objective was to find an agent. Because I had zero representation prior to living there. So with the Kardashian thing was random. All the other, like, I had a couple music videos at that time under my belt and was kind of known for modeling at the time. And, you know, that was all without representation. So in order to be taken seriously, I understood that I need to find something. And actually, I was signed to a print agency within the first month that I moved.
It was within like the first 2 weeks, guys.
Yeah,
literally.
it happened kind of fast.
It was like
Yeah.
as soon as you got out there, she's like, "Hey guys, I just got."
Yeah.
They're like, "Whoa, you just moved out there like 2 weeks ago."
And matter of fact, that anti-smoking commercial that's out now, that was the very first commercial I shot. So I was still like very blonde in that commercial. That's when I first got there.
Yeah. I've just been seeing that like recent. I've been seeing that recently, like that when Helen and Simone texted me like, "Wait, I just saw Lexi with you there. Wait, I just saw on the cigarette." I'm like,
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Okay, so what agency did you pick up? Well, did you sign with?
Clear Talent Group.
Okay.
So I signed with them for print, and then the print agent was like, "You don't have a commercial agent?" And I was like, "No." So
it's different agents for each.
Yeah, it's different departments within the agency.
Wow.
So she had gave my photos and information to the commercial agency, the department within Clear Talent Group, and so now I'm signed for print and commercial under them.
Okay, so do they also find the role for you to do your film?
No, completely separate.
That's a whole different lane.
There's different, yeah. So that's just print and commercial stuff.
Okay.
Then you have to find theatrical representation, which is a whole different ball game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, right. So
it's
a lot.
cool,
It's
right?
definitely a lot. It's definitely a lot. So, I would say, so you was out there for a couple months, and then it was a big boom that you dropped on Baltimore when we saw you in the Trey Songz video.
Oh yeah.
Right. That's what I mean.
Right.
I was retweeting too. I was like, who is this?
Yeah.
You dropped that big bomb on us. So
Because I don't think I told anyone that I had it. I kind of just waited till it came out. And it took a long time to develop because I don't know if everyone knows it's an interactive video.
Right.
Originally, it's the one you can like, I think BuzzFeed has the original where you can actually click through it.
the button.
Yeah, I was clicking.
Yeah,
I
so
clicked on
it's like a video game. It's so cool,
Right.
and it took them a long time to edit it. So for a while, no one knew that I even shot that.
I know.
So, well, Raven gets all my tea.
Right.
I get all that shit.
All exclusive, yes.
But when she dropped it on Baltimore, everyone was like, "Hey, listen!"
Everybody was retweeting. I'm
Yeah.
like,
I kept getting videos of people recording it on their phone and then sending it to me. Like, I just saw, is this you? I just saw you. So it was fun.
How was that?
It was a great experience.
Okay.
What's up?
It was, I don't know. It's just, I've done music videos
Yeah.
before, but
That was different.
that was a
whole nother ball.
that was a set. You know what I mean? And of the ones who've seen the interactive video, you know that it was just,
It was a lot of
it
women.
was just stuff.
It was
The wardrobe was magnificent. The wardrobe. That red silky thing.
It
on
was
her,
amazing.
It was heavy. Even though
It
it
was
was
heavy?
flowy, it was heavy. It was, I don't know. It was beautiful.
I don't know.
It was beautiful. So, yeah, that was a cool experience. And Trey is dope. Trey is
Shout
dope.
out to Trey Songz.
Yeah.
Shout out to everyone who's in the studio.
Yeah.
Give it one time clap, everybody for y'all.
shout out to everybody.
We got Deep Cover TV in here. We have Inkwell in the building. We have Daz. We have Caleb. We have Dad Bricks Productions. We have Love the Culture in the building. We have Eric. We have DJ 655.
Joaquin, Craze,
Yes.
KB.
They love the culture.
Love the culture.
They love the culture. And of course, we have our guest of the night, Miss Lex Scott Davis.
Yes.
How you feeling?
So good.
So good.
It's hot in here though.
It's
And I got my leather on right now. And I refuse to take it off because I just love it that much. But I'm gonna just suffer and be
Alright, so you're
hot.
gonna suffer and be hot.
Yeah.
Just don't pass out.
Yeah.
It still look cute.
Yeah, I'd rather
You
look
know?
cool than to be,
Oh,
you know,
alright,
cool.
Alright, that's what it
She's
is.
real LA right
She's
now.
real active. I'ma just act like it's cool.
Yeah, pretend it's cool.
She was acting like that. That's some acting skills.
So to catch everybody back, oh shout out to Flo. He said tell Scotty Diddy 695. I said what's up?
Hey,
Flo.
What's up, Flo?
And oh no, mom. Shout out
Hey,
to
Mom.
Tell her I said hi. We have to send her a see later.
Alright, I'll send her.
Okay.
On camera
So,
with you, baby.
right. Hey, Mom. So to catch everybody up, we got into the transition of New York to now LA, and now we need to go into Unbreak My Heart.
So sad.
I know, it's so sad. You said she was going to sing. Denise putting you on the spot. Shout out to Chocolate 360 in the building.
Y'all gotta wait for the movie for real.
So Jay had lots of questions. You go ahead. Go ahead. This now your
I just
moment.
love Toni Braxton. I can't be in love with Toni Braxton. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? It's a thing, yo. It's a thing. So, all right. Now, the biggest thing was like, what you felt like the biggest learning curve was for you in the process of becoming Toni Braxton for the film?
Not anything with becoming her. It was more so just diving into how to make a movie. You know, because even though I had went to school for it, it's nothing compared to actually being there and doing it.
Yeah.
And usually movies have a couple of months. We only had 5 weeks to make a 2-hour film. And I'm in every scene. So, yes. So we were doing like 6 to 12 scenes a day and maybe like 14-hour days.
No sleep.
Yeah, I was the first to get there, the last to leave. You know, and just in trying to learn all of the terminology. Like, of course, I've learned in school, but again, you know,
It's different.
it's so different. That's with any major, honestly. You know what I mean? So it's just learning the lingo and the terms and how to read the call sheet and how to wrap my mind about on how to prepare. Because ordinarily, you know, I'd have a couple of hours to really study a script and practice it, have a friend practice it. It wasn't much of that.
Yeah.
No, because the script was constantly changing. Every morning in my trailer, there was a new version. So in hair and makeup, I was learning the words.
So like, all right. So like, when you watch her, I mean, was the movie that intense for you to have to really like watch all of her films and see the way she walked, the way she talked, if there was an accent or not? Like, was it really a situation where they were on you to like, oh no, she doesn't walk like that, or she doesn't say these type of things, or?
No, they weren't surprisingly, and I thought that they would be.
Right.
Because if there were moments where I was kind of beating myself up trying to get it just like her, and they're like, listen, we didn't hire you to be an impersonator. We hired you to capture the essence. And you did that in the audition. So chill out. You know what I mean? It wasn't, I was psyching myself out before, you know, I even given it a chance.
Wow.
To just do what felt natural. Because, I mean, throughout the process, I know now that surprisingly I had more in common with her than I thought. So it wasn't, I didn't have to reach far. When I was reaching too much, it was too much. If that makes sense. Yeah.
In that 5-week process, what we felt like the highest moments for you emotionally and the lowest ones?
The very beginning was hard because I'm the newbie. You know, I never had a movie before. And, you know, prior to that, I only had 1 episode on 1 TV show, The Exes, with Donald Faison. And so it was just everyone there had already been in films before, been on TV before, but not me in the way that they have. And so I'm the youngest out of the cast, except for the children that were hired. And so they're, you know, everyone's kind of looking at me like, okay, who are you? What you got to bring? And that was hard, you know, because I didn't have much to show for. My resume is not extensive, you know what I mean, compared to those actors. And so it was rocky at first, and I had to prove myself.
What do you want to leave for other upcoming actors and actors, etc.? to the acting world? What do you want to contribute to that?
I definitely want to just reinforce the idea of not being afraid to believe in a dream and make that dream a reality. Because unfortunately, for a lot of us, from a young age, we're taught to go to school, graduate, get a job, provide for families.
Right.
And that's it. It's not too much outside of the box. Whereas, there's other cultures that, are not afraid to start their idea, create apps and, Facebooks and, things like really going on an idea and
Making it a reality.
Exactly. And I just want to just encourage young adults, women and men, to just keep pushing forward, just think outside the box. And another thing that I definitely want to make sure that people know is to not limit yourself based on someone else's journey. For example, a lot of people, when I first said that I'm moving to LA, that's like, well, it take about 5-6 years for you to really pop off or something, or they kind of try to put me in a box, and I'm like, no, I'm not going all the way there to depend on 5 years to make something happen. I've only been in LA for a year and a half. And I just didn't let someone else's experiences and whatever happened with them that made them believe that to hinder my mind frame, because if I allowed that to happen, then I wouldn't be where I am